Um, we have a question from Nuria. Describes him or herself as a 32-year-old Spanish fan writing from Los Angeles. Would like to know if you have any plans to release any of your songs in Invincible in Spanish or any other language besides English.
As of now, we haven't, but that would be a great thing to do. We haven't written that off because it's a big market. So that's a great possibility.
Especially for someone like yourself who has a big international following. For many people, their following is in England or in the U.S., but your following is very international, obviously.
Thank you.
Talk a bit. One of the things that was kind of a little bit of a sensation this year was Alien Ant Farm's cover of Smooth Criminal. I wanted to see if you'd paid attention to it, if you enjoyed it or how you felt about it.
I saw it and fell in love with it.
Excellent.
I loved it. I said, I just got to have this come out. So they wanted my permission. I saw it and I approved it, gave it a AAA, said go right ahead.
Fantastic. It must be interesting as a songwriter, to have other people, do your songs or come up with another interpretation. What is that like?
It's a great compliment. It's a wonderful compliment. It makes you feel worthy and that your music is reaching all the different generations, and all the different, everybody's out there listening, and that makes me very happy.
Now, we have a question from Canada. Gary, who is 19, writes in, what other artists did you collaborate with on Invincible?
What other artists did I collaborate on Invincible? Let me see. Who is there?
Do you have any special guests?
Yeah, Carlos Santana.
Fabulous.
He and I have done like a duet, and he plays the guitar and I sing, and it's something that we've written, and it's really a really nice song.
Now, had you known him from over time, or did you meet him recently?
I've met him before, but we've been talking a lot on the phone recently. So after winning his Grammy Awards, he said to the press that he would like to meet me and he's ready to work with me. So everybody's been telling me that, and I called him up and he said he really would, that would be his dream come true. And he is the nicest man. He is so kind and so spiritual. I found him to be so humble, so I said to myself, we have to make this work.
And so you wrote a song together?
Well, there's a song that myself and two other people wrote, and he was a part of it. And whatever happens.
Oh, okay. We have a question from Anicia. Says, Michael, are you a fan of Chris Tucker? She describes it being in your recent video.
I'm a huge, huge fan of Chris Tucker. He makes me laugh so hard. I've seen all of his films, and he's just a funny guy. And I like people who can make you laugh without using vulgarity or bad words. It's just, and for the kids, they're for all demographics, all the corners of the earth, and he's just a funny guy.
Absolutely. We have another question from Canada. Tony, who's 17, from Canada, writes, wonders, how long does it take you to produce a song from the initial conception to the final recording and editing phase?
Well,
I guess it probably varies from.
It does vary, and for me, it's really different than most artists because I'll do a couple of songs. It could be 5, 6, 7, or 8, or 10 of them, and throw them all away and start over. So that's a difficult question to ask me.
I wonder if is there maybe a specific song on the album, say Invincible, how long, when do you remember like getting the first inspiration for that song, and then maybe the day when you finally said, you know what, this is it, I've got it exactly the way I want it?
Song Invincible itself? Yes. I remember having the guys go back in and create more innovative, because we don't This is our thing. We don't put a lot of sounds on the album that are sounds from keyboards that are, pretty much programmed into the machine.
Mm-hmm.
Go out and make our own sounds.
Mm-hmm.
Hit on things, we beat on things, so nobody can duplicate what we do. We make them with our own hands. We find things and we create things. And that's the most important thing to me, to be a pioneer, be an innovator.
Absolutely. Now we have Vernay, who writes to us from Newark, Delaware, in the good old USA. And Vernay says, I'm so pleased with the new album, but I was particularly touched by Speechless. What was your inspiration for this song?
Speechless was inspired to me by, I spent a lot of time in the forest. I like to go into the forest, and I like to climb trees. My favorite thing is to climb trees.
Mm-hmm.
I go all the way up to the top of a tree, and I look down on the branches. Whenever I do that, it inspires me for music. And there are these two sweet little kids, a girl and a boy, and they're so innocent. They're the quintessential form of innocence. And just being in their presence, I felt completely speechless because I felt I was looking in the face of God whenever I saw them.
Mm-hmm.
And they inspired me to write Speechless.
Well, and that answer actually might touch on this next question which we have, which wonders, where do you look for inspiration when you write your songs? Does inspiration come from a variety of different places?
Well, the best songs that are written write themselves. You don't ask for them. They just drop into your lap. Then there are those songs that, you kind of incubate. You plant the seed, let the subconscious take its course, and within time you hope something comes, and most of the time it does. I don't believe in the concept of writer's block. That is a bad word. You create it when you say it. There's no such thing. Like any painter or sculptor, they do their best work when they're in their 60s and their 70s. Fred Astaire did his best dancing when he was in his 70s.
Mm-hmm.
Angelo sculpted late into his 50s and 70s, doing brilliant, ingenious work. But in the music business, some of these great artists have become stumped because they've self-abused themselves in their young age so early with all these crazy things they drink and pills and things, and that's just not good.
Right.
It's just not a good thing. Hate to say that to hurt anybody, but we should take care of our bodies a little more.
No, I think a lot of people realize, that they've damaged themselves. Many people have talked about it in recent years,
Yeah.
We have a question from Alan here who asks if you think that Rodney Jerkins and you have created a new sound for 2001.
The song 2000 what?
He says, do you feel that you and Rodney Jerkins, of course the producer, have created a new sound for 2001?
2001?
Yes.
Oh, that would be a nice thought, yes.
What was it like working with him? How did you guys meet, and how did your collaboration go?
He was this guy who went around Hollywood and around the industry saying his dream is to work with me, to everybody. I was at Carol Bear Sager's house, who's this great songwriter, won several Academy Awards for her songwriting. And she said, there's a guy you should work with. His name is Rodney Jerkins. He's been crying to me, begging to meet you. I mean, why don't you pick up the phone and you say hi to him? And he came over that day and he said, please, my dream is to work with you. He said, just give me 2 weeks and I'll see what I can come up with. And we ended up working together.
What were your impressions of him? Like, as just somebody what did he bring? What did you feel that his contribution was?
His contribution was he loves to create in the same kind of way that I like to create. But I push Rodney.
Mm-hmm.
I push and push and push and push him to create, to innovate more, to pioneer more. He's a real musician. He is a real musician. He's very dedicated, and he's real loyal, and he has perseverance. I don't think I've seen perseverance like his in anyone, because you can push him, and he doesn't get angry. He's just a great